In the first half, Woodhill College in Pretoria gets their own SuperSport United Soccer Schools project, and we hang out with our former captain and Bafana Bafana international, Tuso Pala. The SuperSport United Soccer Schools project, which seeks to identify and unearth new talent at an early age, continues to grow as we recently partnered with Woodhill College in Pretoria, adding to our other 17 successful soccer schools around the country.
SuperSport United has got the SuperSport United Soccer Schools, which we are currently spreading across the whole country. And we've had the privilege, obviously, to meet up with Woodhill College, and they've basically partnered us in opening up a soccer school at the college for all the kids that come to school here. It's a very specialized training program that finds its roots in South America, basically in Brazil. And Woodhill becomes one of our many centers. We've got about 17 in the whole of Gauteng. We've got one in Durban. We've opened up in Cape Town also, basically offering the most advanced training for kids between the age of 4 and 12, even up to 16. And we're extending our arm to Woodhill, and it's exciting times.
We're very excited about the future in this regard, and we're looking greatly to see what the involvement can be, and also to the benefit of our children, and to further the development of soccer, and in the long term to see what kind of role we can play in South Africa in the sport in that regard.
We're very excited to have SuperSport United as part of the Woodhill family. They approached us last year as a chosen school in Pretoria East to start a soccer academy, which we really have a great need for, and we're very excited with the high standard that they set, and we're hoping for great things to come.
First of all, it's good to be at Woodhill College. Basically set up over here to develop the young talent in Gauteng, Pretoria, especially around this area now, and just get the kids involved in football, keep them on the right tracks, the right paths, and what better way with football, So yeah, basically just to develop the talent, put them on the right paths, and get them playing with passion, get them from the heart. And I think we've got a nice setup over here. Things are looking good with the parents, the boys, everyone looks interested. I'm very keen to be here, very happy, so I'm excited to see what I can do over here and move forward. That's it. Yeah.
There's always been the interest here, and I'm sure that we'll take great strides in going further and improving on that, and also developing the various skills. And because sport is so central to our lives here in South Africa, this is just going to add another dimension, which we are looking forward to.
Yes, very excited about that, because from what I could gather over here, that this is actually the first year that they got football over here for especially the older ages of the boys and girls. And it's a nice thing, because when you just start off something, you have so much room to develop and so much room to grow, and I think that's very important. I mean, it's different when you're going into a school that's got a big footballing heritage. It's a lot harder to better yourself, and so we're starting from the bottom here, which is always nice, so we can set our own roots and we can set our own goals and strive for that, which is very nice.
Yes, we're hoping that this paves the way for them, because SuperSport's got a nice system going, so that if they're extremely talented, this is also a place where they can be identified and then taken up into the system and hopefully still play for SuperSport and Bafana Bafana one day.
That will be a bonus. I mean, if we can get our children to that kind of level, that would be fantastic. So we're looking forward to our future and our future involvement with you people.
That's the plan, that's the objective, that's the goal. It's basically to get these boys training hard, working hard, get them as motivated as possible to want to train, to want to be better in themselves as a person. And football, I mean, we all know football. It's a game of commitment and dedication. You can have all the ability in the world, but if you haven't got it over here and you haven't got it over here, you can be as good as you want, you're never going to make it. So that's what I just want to get the boys motivated and get them happy about playing football. Let them be passionate about it, because that's how we're going to get the best out of them. So that's basically my goals that I set out for this year.
For us as a football club, we have one of the top youth academies in the country and probably in Southern Africa. Through the soccer schools, the kids have an opportunity to be selected for our academy teams, which is they go through the training program, and then they stand an opportunity to be selected once they get to the age of 12, 13. They can go into our academy teams, our under 13s, our under 15s, the 17s and 19s. But at the same time, while they're at the program, they can also be selected for the SuperSport United Junior Academy teams, which is the under 8s up to the under 12s. So it's not just teaching the kids the football, but it's also giving them the opportunity to play for SuperSport United. But also a lot of the kids that are in our 17 centers, obviously we're talking of more than 4,000 kids. They are playing in many other clubs in Gauteng, Some of the kids are playing for Bidvest Vets, some of the kids are playing for Mpumalanga Aces, some of the kids are playing for amateur clubs. So our purpose is to develop football. And if we can reach the communities, the schools, wherever we can find the kids that want to play football, we want to reach them through this program and enhance their football ability, and that way enhance the standard of football in South Africa.
Having played for 3 other top PSL teams previously with 17 appearances for Bafana Bafana, Tuso Pala, who joined the Matsatsantsa family during the 2013-2014 season, is enjoying his football and has been an instrumental player since joining the club. The 29-year-old is at the peak of his career.
I was born in Soweto, in Mapetla, then I moved to Orlando, that's where I grew up. I was born in 1986 on the 27th of May. I play midfielder, come striker. Sometimes, I sometimes go forward to play up front. But I'm a midfielder or a winger. I've got 2 younger sisters. I'm the firstborn in my family. I have a 22-year-old sister and an 18-year-old sister. I have a foundation in Orlando which myself and my mom are running. So besides football, that's where I really focus at. Coming from the background, where I come from, it was really something different. When I told my mom that I got a PSL contract and I'm going to leave school a bit and I'm going to focus on soccer. But she was very supportive and excited, It was something new in the family. So she really, encouraged me to go with it. I was planning to study, at school, my focus was not really on sports. I wanted to do things like, chemical engineering, things like that. But then, when you're still young, you don't know what the future holds for you. So when I got to grade 11, grade 12, that's where also football got involved. So I also thought about doing sports management. But then it happened that, I got signed for the PSL team, and then, that's where everything changed for me. I started taking football seriously when I got my first contract, which was at Silver Stars, when I was still at school, planning to go study after I finished my matric. But then I got signed, to play PSL. And then that's where, I decided, to take soccer as a career. Not really difficult to get the break, but staying in the PSL was very difficult. But for me to get the break, I was very lucky. I was just playing school football, then got selected to play for Highlands Park. Highlands Park, a season later, I'm signed for the first team in the PSL. So my break, came really quick. I must say I was very lucky to get the break. Well, Silver Stars, that's where it started, and I moved to Kaizer Chiefs. I moved to Mamelodi Sundowns, and then I moved back to Silver Stars, which is now known as Platinum Stars. And I found myself back at SuperSport United. I think hard work. Hard work and having faith, in what I'm doing has kept me going, I really work hard on the field, also in training, and I think that's what has kept me playing even today. When I was about to leave at Kaizer Chiefs, I went like a season without getting game time. I went to Sundowns. Sundowns spent 2 seasons there without getting any game time. I think that was a really low in my career. It really made me think about even quitting football at one stage. It was really tough, but I had my family and friends who supported me throughout. And yeah, with the courage I had and the support, I really kept positive. And look where I am today. First highlight that comes to me, obviously, it's representing my country twice at the AFCON tournament. I think that really stands out for me. And also scoring the winning goal in the Telkom Cup, it's still really fresh in my brain, and I really treasure that moment. I think we have a really family-like team. Everyone is very close with each other. The vibe is very positive. It's funny when you with the guys off the field. Some of us meet off the field also. We stay around the same area. So it's really nice. The mood is very relaxed, and it helps us also look forward to coming to training. I'm looking to get more involved in my foundation. And if everything goes well, with my investment that I'm doing in property, hopefully by the time I retire, I'll have enough investment, for me to just relax and enjoy my life. Yeah, the advice I have is that you must just work hard and never give up. Football can be a funny game. You can go somewhere and things don't work out well for you, but if you keep working, somewhere else things might work out. So if you keep working hard and never give up, you might make it.
Palaza, as he is affectionately known by his teammates, helped the team clinch the Telkom knockout last season and walked away with the 2014-2015 Player of the Season award in what was his first individual accolade. The Soweto-born right winger hopes to continue helping the club win more silverware. Let's find out more about him.
Yeah, I think it has to be Innocent Kabela. With him around, that guy, there's never a dull moment. Every time the coach says this and he'll do the opposite thing and pretend he didn't hear it, you know. He's that kind of guy who always cheers up the guys here training. But let me just say Smooth Khumalo, because he's always wearing super sports stuff as if we're going to camp, even if we come to training. Well, it's not the worst music taste, but I think Dove Wome is always listening to his Togolese music. Well, I like it, but you know the guys will sometimes complain in the change room when he's got his phone on loudspeaker and he's listening to the music where it's his own language and we all don't understand. Yeah, I'll say Dove Wome. As I said again, it has to be Innocent Kabela. He's always playing around the change room, you know, hiding people's boots, you know, swapping techies when you're in the shower, taking someone else's shower gel, putting in the other one's toiletry bag, you know, he's doing those kind of things. So it has to be Innocent Kabela. The most skillful player has to be David Machabola. Most challenging player has to be Thabo September. Clayton Daniels, someone you won't want to go into a 50-50 challenge with. Fastest, has to be myself. I'll say at the moment Kanyani, the new soul that's playing for the free. I think that's the one that's working now. I once read a book, the Maratona book. That's the last book I read. It's been a while. Chicken and rice. You know, I'm not a cooking person, so that's the basic I can do. So chicken and rice, has to do it. I'm a big tennis, fan. I really love tennis. It's because of Sharapova. Hi, I'm Tuso Pala. You're watching Matsatsantsa on SuperSport.
In the second half, after a long break, our Youth Academy boys gear up to tackle an exciting and hectic 2016. We once again partnered with Build It on an under-13 tournament in Port Elizabeth to discover the next best soccer stars. The new year comes new goals and targets. Our academy has already started preparing for the tough year that lies ahead. We've implemented some intense training programs to ensure everyone is fit and ready for the upcoming tournaments.
2015 has been a tough year for us at the academy. We've gone through a few changes, but it's nice to have Coach Kopo back at the helm, because he's been in this academy for 15 years, and his expertise speaks volumes. And it's good for us to start again. It's a new season, new kids, some of them came through. And we're always trying to raise the boys super sport. We trained until the 5th of December. They go on school holidays and, there's a break, but we give them programs for the off-season, so that when they come back, we don't have to start from the bottom again. There's a base where we can go on. We've learned over these years that when the kids goes home and we don't give them a program, they come back and they're unfit, but we've learned over the years, so we've given them programs so that they can do it in the off-season. There's a lot of competitions that's coming down now, especially in the beginning of the year. It's the Future Champs, the Joburg League. There's the International Future Champs when we qualify for that. There's the Bale tournament, the biggest under-19 tournament in South Africa. The engine will come, but we've got a program. We know what we're doing. We've been following these programs every year. We prepare, but we don't prepare for tournaments. We prepare the boys for the year that lays ahead. We want to show that the community that we are in the community and that we're having trials for the community, So we have the bulk of our teams But obviously we need to fill those teams, with players. So that's why we had trials in December. We had trials against 2 weeks ago. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been bringing those trials back, and we're just putting them through the paces and also seeing if they gel in with our boys, that we currently have. So, yeah, we're looking to get 1 or 2 players, but obviously we cannot drop the standard. The standard at SuperSport is very high. We had 7 players that was just at the World Cup at under 17, so we need to maintain that standard. We've taken on the SuperSport soccer schools, through Coach Nick. It's been a big revelation for us. It helped us a lot, to get players into our academy, especially from a young age. There's a few boys that came through, I remember last year we took the whole under 13 team from the soccer schools, and some of those players also came through to the under 15s. So yeah, it helps us a lot, it opens up a lot of things for us. But on the end of the day, we cannot just rely on the soccer schools. If we need specific positions and we don't have it in the soccer school, we go and scout. We go all over South Africa and we go and look for players, and I think that also makes us to stand out above most of the other teams. There's 7 boys that went to the World Cup, at 17 years old, but they've been with us for 2-3 years, so that's the work that we've been doing for the last 3 years, So proud moment for us, but we cannot rest on that. We need to raise the bar again, that's the level, that's the entry level. It is a bit difficult for others to come, but that is the level. If we want to be the best, if we want to be separated from the others, that's the level that we have to maintain. And we are so proud that we can be part of this. It's not just one coach or they belong to this coach, they belong to the SuperSport Academy. They belong to the club, so hopefully these 7 that went to the World Cup can set the example for the others to follow as well. The ultimate goal is to get players into the first team. It's not easy. It's not like every year that you send 6 or 8 players. If you get 1 player a year, that's more than enough. Because it's not easy. Physically it's demanding, but that's the work that we are doing. We're not looking to put everyone into the first team. We're looking for that special one. That's going to go and they're going to stay there and they're going to maintain. We want longevity in this game. So coming from the academy, that's what we work towards. We're all first team coaches and we all have something to say about the first team. But on the end of the day, there's one coach and we need to support. We need to take our lead from him. We cannot push ahead of what he wants, So it's important that we work together and that we know what the club requires from us at the academy, And on the end of the day, if one goes through, that's a bonus for us.
Build It, together with Matsatsantsa, recently took to the streets of PE for the Build It Under 13 Nelson Mandela Bay Zonal Final, with 12 teams taking part in the competition. Our sponsors and scouts were highly impressed by the talent spotted.
We're now in the Eastern Cape, the PE. We've had our tournaments over the last year, and at each tournament they've obviously selected the best players. All those players, right from George to Port Alfred to PE, all come together, where it actually gives SAFA and obviously SuperSport and Build It the opportunity to identify the best players in this zone of the Eastern Cape. Our retailers are here to support us. They're here to support their teams that have basically progressed from the store or town tournaments as well. And I think we're almost guaranteed to find a next superstar from events like this. It's still the under 13 tournament, unfortunately, because teams were basically taken from last year's tournament. A lot of kids would not be under 13, but they would have played in the last year's tournament at an under 13 level. So effectively, the SAFA region will be choosing their under 15 team from something like this as well. And if the teams or the players do get drafted into academies and so forth, they would go in there as under 15 players. But they obviously were identified in the Build It Under 13 tournament that took place throughout this region.
On behalf of the club, SuperSport United Football Club, I would like to convey our gratitude to the main sponsor, which is Build It, for this initiative to stage such tournament, under 13 tournament. This foundation, which is a solid, very, very solid foundation, we can expect a better future, and then we can have the better players going forward.
Yeah, look, obviously the ones around the country was more clubs, and this one was more players picked out to form teams. And the standard was much better, it was higher, the competition was good, it was in a good area as well, good playing surface as well, so yeah, it was just good football all around.
It's very, very, very rare that you will go to a tournament and then with the kids knowing that you are coming as a scout and still play in the level that they play. They played with a lot of fun, they played with a lot of joy, they were not under pressure because they were SuperSport scouts. That's made it very easy for us to spot the talent, you understand? Because what usually happens, once the kids see that there's a SuperSport or any PSL club scouts, and then they become under pressure, the anxiety takes over, and then you don't see the real talent. But in this one, I must congratulate the boys from this city. They hold their own, knowing that there are people watching them. And then it was just a talent at its best.
It's very, very important because if you would see the way it all starts from a local point of view where the store is, the community comes and supports it, and they see that whatever they put in that store, it gets to produce and develop their own kids to be better people for the future.
At the moment, we want to have as many zonals as possible, and eventually have provincial tournaments where we identify the best players in the province, and then national tournaments as well. And we could be guaranteed that players that are chosen at a national level, at an under-13 level as well, the bulk of them would be future stars in this country. So it's about accelerating the development process, and with partnerships like SuperSport and various other partners in the country as well, I think with the right focus and opportunities like this as well, we can accelerate development. At one time we were number 15 in the world, and we've got to confess that our development's been at a steady decline. I think initiatives like this will help resurrect our development, and it's vital because, soccer is the passion of our people, and it's the only thing that has basically shown the power to unite the country as well. But we've got to be proud, not only unite the country, we've got to be proud of the results that we produce as well. So that's why the focus on development at this level, and the strategy of choosing the best in every single area to come to a town where we can identify the best players in the town, I believe would work well for football.
We've got an under-13 league that is running throughout the year, and we also got selected squads that are playing once a month. In terms of the inter-LFA, we've got 12 LFAs that visit each other. So that's when they get to play against each other. The only change is that they are used on playing the full field, but now we've played them in a smaller field, divided the two because the tournament had to run on a specific time.
It was fantastic, to see the kids play around, to see them kick the ball, to see them enjoy the day, and the attitude they have towards the game. It was absolutely fantastic and brilliant.
Our tagline is making home building simple, and something that we've been focusing on is the idea that a home isn't just a roof and some bricks. It's about the family that lives there, and football adds value to families, and we're glad to be able to bring football to kids and thereby hopefully adding to happier homes in the country.
I think it's a great thing. It's very important for businesses to look after the youth, get them involved and keep them off the streets. The guys are really having a great time here, and with the backing of the businesses and Build It itself, it's been a great event. Very good for the kids.
From my personal perspective, for me, I just want to see the kids play ball. I want to see the kids enjoy themselves, and I want to see the kids develop. If I see the kids go forward and they enjoy themselves, that is world class to me.
It's an awesome initiative. It's the first time I've come to a tournament where it's run smoothly and it's organised, and the kids really enjoyed it. It was well done.
The response has been phenomenal. We've had 12 aerial tournaments in the PE and surrounding areas, and the PE zone stretches right from George as well. All 12 LFAs and stores are represented here today. They've all come in their numbers. Obviously, they've been training for the last couple of months, preparing for today's event as well. Obviously, with the hope and dream that someone like the Junior Bengals of the world and so forth can identify them and take them into future academy.
It was very well supported. I think it was very well structured as well. The tournament was good. Well done to the organizers. It's a good platform for youngsters to play, It was exciting. There was a few boys that we've identified, but going forward, we'll take it from here. I've taken the details, so we'll take it from there.
If you'd like to get in touch with SuperSport United and follow all the latest tweets, log on to twitter.com/SuperSportFC. Don't forget to log on to our website, www